Welcome to Crow Inclined, here today with a daily energetic check-in. I'm going to use the Enchanted Map Oracle today for our card of focus. And that is number 1, the Bone Collector. Okay? Now, when the Bone Collector shows up, it reminds me a lot of the Magician, right? Because Magician has all the tools, the skills, the know-how to transmute energy to make things happen, right? Into the physical realm. So the Bone Collector is the same, right? You have everything that you need within you, okay? And when they appear for you, as in our energetic check-in today, it's really asking you to look closely at your circumstances and ask if you're fully present, right? Or if you're reacting out of past conditioning or possibly unconscious expectations, okay? Whenever we're wounded, especially when we're young, okay, we're going to talk about childhood, that kind of thing, we do adapt and accept versions of the truth that we're told, right? We're told what the truth is because we don't really have the experience or the know-how to discern what the actual truth is for ourselves when we're at a really young age. So this kind of sets us up to behave a certain way in the future when we're sort of faced with with similar situations, basically. So what we think we know about ourselves is really something that is influenced by a perception or a limitation of someone else, right? Therefore, applying that perception and limitations to our belief system, which can, at a young age, become solidified as our own. Like we don't have a way to understand that that's not really ours unless we go in and inspect, which is why the Bone Collector is saying, take a look closely at your circumstances. I'm going to say it again. Are you fully present, or are you reacting out of past conditioning? Okay. The Bone Collector reminds us that the truth of the matter is that we are all powerful beings with limitless possibilities. Okay. Time to reclaim your truth now. Time to look at your life. What beliefs do you have that aren't yours? What limitations do you have that have been given to you, handed to you, right? Inherited by you that aren't really yours? Okay. You have everything that you believe that you lack. And this Bone Collector shows up as your inner resource. Okay. Anything's possible with your awareness of what is yours and what's not, right? Those wounds of the past do not need to define you. Other people's perceptions and beliefs applied to you at a young age do not define you. This is a request for a journey to the self and an understanding of the self and who you truly are outside of everybody else's belief system. Okay, this is you. What do you believe in? What is true for you? Sometimes it's really hard to get to that because we've been living underneath someone else's rules for so long, someone else's perception so long, someone else's gaslighting so long, someone else's spin doctoring. We're all kind of living in that situation these days anyway. It is our responsibility to discern the truth for ourselves and not just follow along. Okay, I feel like this message has been coming up a lot lately. So are you fully present? Or are you living by someone else's beliefs, limitations, restrictions that have been applied to you, that you just took on as your own because you didn't know any better? Okay, it doesn't mean that you're wrong. I mean, when we're children, we look to our mentors, our parents, our friends, whatever, to give us guidance, to our ancestors. And sometimes that guidance isn't always the best. Maybe it was the best at the time, but with the Bone Collector here, you were really meant to start taking a closer look. All right? What is yours and what is not yours? Could be that something's holding you back that doesn't need to. All right? We have the golden wheel here. We're going to go ahead and dig into this interesting topic. I want to thank everyone so much for being here. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Please keep in mind this is a general reading for the collective, so use that discernment muscle, right? Flex that a little bit. Trust your gut, trust your intuition. You know if this message is for you or not, okay? Wow, it's interesting energy today. Interesting energy today. It's an energy of exploration, of digging into maybe the shadows a little bit, right? All right, we have the Seven of Wands right away. Stand your ground, stand your ground, stand your ground. Okay, this might mean that you do have people coming at you. It's possible. Stand your ground. Let's see what's in your energy. What is in your energy? Oh, the Queen of... Okay, Queen of Wheels is like the Queen of Pentacles, you know, in this particular deck. So, very, very grounded. Very sure of who you are. Very calm. So you are in this energy. You have built a foundation under yourself. Maybe when others weren't looking, right? So you do understand the difference. This is a very nurturing energy as well. But this foundation is unshakable. Okay, so this is probably confirmation for someone who needs to hear it. Like you're making some changes. You're staying very solid and grounded in your beliefs in the material world as well. I mean, the wheels and the pentacles are all about the earthly plane, right? There's something you're gonna have to stand your ground on, though. All right. Keep in mind, the Ten of Wheels is all about generational wealth. It's finances, investments, it's property, it's all the things that, and it's so much of that abundance, right? The Queen of Wheels is all about abundance in the material world. But this ripples through generations, okay? This is enough for you to pass on, to be passed on multiple times. So this does have to do with a certain type of foundation here. There's something, like I'm getting a strong family sense. There's something that you're going to have to stand your ground on, right? So maybe this is something, maybe money beliefs, you know, maybe you were raised in a family of lack mindset. Maybe ones that struggled, and then when they weren't struggling anymore, still had that lack mindset, right? Just go with me here. We're going to get to the message, okay? I mean, the message is asking you to take a look at your belief system. And right now, it's your belief system around money, around material world foundation, material world abundance, whatever that means to you. And to stand your ground. You're going to have to stand your ground about something. Yeah. Under that Seven of Wands, we have the Five of Cups. Okay, so this is sorrow, right? Sorrow over the cups that didn't work out. There's usually one or two that you're not looking at because you're just tired of trying all the cups and nothing working out. Maybe you've been fighting this fight for a long time. Maybe you've been standing up for yourself for a long time. Maybe you thought you had family support for a long time. There's kind of a fatigue that comes with that Five of Cups. Now, please keep in mind that fives are breakthrough. So you're going to be leaving this energy soon, right? You're going to be turning away from what didn't work and becoming aware of what does. And funny that I say that because here we have the Four of Cups, which is all about awareness, right? There's something around you that you are not aware of. So you are in this energy right now. Looking at the cups that didn't work out, not seeing the possibility with the cups that are still there, okay? but you're, you know, in the nature of, you're about ready to leave that energy. You're about ready to refocus. Yep. Yay! I was just thinking about this card, hoping it was going to come out. I love the Six of Swords because it's a redirection of your focus. You're done looking at the past. You're done. You're leaving the Five of Swords, which is all this fighty energy, right? And you're refocusing on the future, right? Refocusing on cups that are still left standing. Being aware that you have cups of possibility behind you, right? Refocusing on your future. Moving forward, crossing into calmer waters. This is a card of exploration, self-discovery. It's amazing how we can expand and grow when we turn away from the things that didn't work out and we refocus on the possibilities that lie ahead. Yay. Yay. And part of that is, with Bone Collector, to understand what is your belief and what is someone else's. I love it, I love it, I love it. We have the 10 of Wands coming out, so you are going to be able to lay down a real heavy burden when you are done. When you're done with these cups, like sort of wallowing, it's kind of a little bit of a wallowing energy. It's a sadness, right? Because you wanted these to work out, but they didn't work out. There's still one standing. You're moving away from this energy, which means you're going to be able to lay down this burden. And it feels like a burden of sorrow, discontent, disappointment, right? All of that. And we have the Page of Cups coming out for you in your energy as well. So yeah, while you're sitting here staring at these cups, not seeing these cups, you've got another cup coming in. Now the Page is a fresh new energy. Okay. There's something fresh that's going to happen with this. Usually a messenger of love and fun and magic, right? Relationships. This is a message incoming for you. It's already in your energy. Maybe you've already gotten it. Quite possibly. Under that Six of Swords, we have the Eight of Wands. So it's a really fast-moving energy, all right? Movement, moving, either physically or internally shifting. Communication, that kind of thing. We do have this message coming in, right? So something's going to move really, really fast when you turn and focus on the future and the possibilities in accordance and in alignment with who you are and what your beliefs are. Okay? It seems like there's a little bit of a homework assignment with this reading. Right? So maybe when that little judgy voice pops up in whatever situation, get in touch with that. Acknowledge it and decide if it's really what you truly believe or if it's what you were taught to believe, right? This is how we begin. We begin very, very small, in small steps. And as soon as I said, is it what you were taught? Here comes the Hierophant. Because the Hierophant is a teacher and a mentor. It's all about tradition, right? Institutions, learning from your parents, your grandparents, your ancestors, right? Traditions that are passed down. Sometimes those things are meant to change. And not just like cultural traditions, but belief systems. Are you in alignment with the belief systems of your family, of your culture, of all of that? What is your belief? Is it yours? Or have you taken on somebody else's? This is a really interesting message. I feel like we've had this a couple of times in the last month. This same kind of message. I mean, this is really all about... yeah, look at that. This is really all about realigning with yourself, finding yourself, getting to your juicy center, understanding who you are at your core. And we have the Magician coming out. So this is, remember in the beginning, I said the Bone Collector is kind of like the Magician. So I'm taking this as a double tap. You have the power. You are your own inner resource. You know you. So this is about cutting out everything that is not your belief, everything that was sort of instilled in you, beliefs that you were raised with. Start questioning them. It's okay to question, because sometimes you question and you realize, yeah, okay, I really do believe that. And other times you're going to be like, no, I don't believe that, and I can let that go now, right? And the more we let go that doesn't align with us, the more we can expand into that space with what does. Okay? You have the tools. You have the power. You have the know-how. You have all the skills that you need to do this. It's just time. It's just time. And I feel like you're going to be so happy, because look at the smiling face of the bone collector. So happy. So happy. Yeah, I mean, this is really getting to your juicy center, right? I like this for you. I like this for you. All right, let's see if anything else wants to come out. Feel like we're pretty good. Yep, we have the 9 of Cups. So this is your emotional wish fulfillment. This is you enjoying the things that are most important for you in your life. Okay, 9-0 solitary energy. So this is for you. Okay, once you get to the 10 of Cups, then it's for you and everyone around you, and, you know, friends, family, it's contentment, all of that. But this is your personal contentment. This is your opportunity to sort of take a breath and remember and be grateful for what is super important for you in your life, right? And we know this by getting to the core of who we are. We know this by questioning why, you know, questioning the perceptions and limitations that have been handed to us when we didn't know better. Okay. That is your message for today. Hopefully this hits home for someone. Please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. If this resonates in any way, share with your besties, and I will see you next time.